I'm out here on what might very well be the nicest day of the entire year. Hang on one second. I don't know what I got. A piece of him, his flight feathers are gone, and the hawk just went after him. And they both just circled around the back of the grain bins. I'm not sure you can even see the grain bins. There's the grain bins. If enough flight feathers came off that pigeon, he wouldn't be able to outrun him. That's pretty wild, and I didn't think the shot was that good. I thought the wind picked up as I pulled the trigger, and I thought it pushed it too far to the right, but maybe I got a piece of him after all.
And strangely enough, this is by far my worst shot of the day. It's a horrible shot. The wind picked up, I misjudged the range. I had each silo ranged, and I used the wrong range for this silo. So the shot came up short, and the wind pushed it far right. But watch what happened with this ricochet. It rips the flight feathers off this pigeon's wing.
I got the boss today, and I'm trying to employ that new sighting system I was talking about on my blog. Basically what I have is like an anti-droop rail right here that's usually made for spring guns. And it's designed to compensate for the droop that brake barrels frequently have. Anyway, I'm using it to extend the range of this FX Boss. Well, basically to make the range as big as possible. What I've done is sighted in this gun so that there's an aim point at 5 to 150 yards, actually maybe 160. I'm shooting sparrows and starlings at 40 to 80 yards. Back here in the trees behind me, that's 15, 20 yards. And then you got the pigeons way out there at 150. I'd get closer if I could, but they won't let me. I creep to within 100 yards, they're out of there. And that kind of versatility sounds great, right? When it comes at a price. And that is the crosshairs, it's zeroed at about 100 yards. So shorter shots, like these 40 yarders, 50 yarders I'm taking, require a ton of hold under. So one of these, a bubble level, is pretty much a necessity. Also, this Atlas bipod helps a lot with the adjustable but still very firm base on here. The bipod alone is like 300 bucks. And it takes kind of a leap of faith when you're just starting out. I didn't want to believe it a couple times, and I sent the pellet right over top of the back of starlings and sparrows. In time though, I got comfortable with it. I started to trust the data and stop trying to overthink the shot. But it took me a little bit. I've been at this now about 3-4 hours. There's a lot of dead birds on the backside of that barn. And some of you guys are already thinking it. Holy cow, 30 calibers, 78 foot-pounds to take out pest birds. Ted, isn't that just a little bit overkill? And I would answer your question with a question. Can a starling really be dead enough? I did spend a little time on the backside of the barn there. I got a few. But those darn flies mauling me. I don't know what it was. Usually it's got to be like about to rain before they start biting. But today they were just all over me. So I decided to come back out here. In my younger days I might endure something like that, but nah, I'm kind of a comfortable pest controller these days. At least on nice days like this. Some might think I'm getting soft. That's a good tangerine.
And here are those birds I got while I was back there, including the standard matrix birds. Look at this starling. Seriously, look at this guy. Here's a shot. On its way, he starts flying, and complete explosion right behind where he was. I actually like being able to go back and review the slow motion footage like this, because every cell in your body sometimes says, that thing should have been dead. I had everything lined up on that shot. It was perfect. And yet, it flew away. What the heck happened? Well, that's because your eyeballs can't see things this fast. This is what happened.
Oh, game on. Got to reload, you lazy. these stairs here, the ones that plowed through these gates when a landowner was trying to take care of some pigeons with a shotgun, they don't mind this gun one bit. Take a look at this fella behind me while I pull the trigger of that gun. Here we go. They're not even flinching.
Now, it goes without saying that all of these misses are my fault. To make shots of 150 yards, you have to know your weapon really well, and this gun's pretty new to me still, so I'm still learning it. But one thing that does strike me as I watch all these pellets fly out to 100, 150, 200 yards is how stable every single one of them is. I don't see wobble on any of them. It's not 1 in 10, it's not 1 in 20, 1 in 50, it's 0. And after missing 4 or 5 times at 150, albeit really close misses, I decided to just hang it up at 150 and concentrate on the sparrows and starlings at 40 to 80 yards. But before I called it quits on those silos, I wanted to put one pellet on the metal, on the top of it, just to see what the penetration would look like. So I walked to within about 95 yards of that silo and take aim at a non-existent spot, just anywhere on the silo. It happens to be this spot right here, and the pellet easily passes straight through. And after it passes through, I am not making this up, I hear flap, 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 thud. You know what I heard, right? Check this out. Clipped one right in the head who was taking up shelter inside the silo. Alright guys, that's it for this one. In the next hunting episode, we're going to travel to what should be a bluebird sanctuary, and we are going to wipe out the starlings and house sparrows out of the existing bluebird nests and put some strategies in place to try to give bluebirds the one-up come next season. As always guys, I appreciate you watching. See you at the next video.
Can you see yourself in my sunglasses? Yeah, you look good.